Okay, Unstoppable. Pretty much this is Chris Pine and Denzel Washington trying to essentially stop an unmanned train that is pretty much is carrying enough cargo to decimate any place that it happens to derail at. And out of this like hour and 34 minutes, about probably a good hour and 25 of it is spent on trains. Denzel Washington is more of a veteran when it comes to the locomotive industry. Chris Pine is just starting. They're paired together. They have their good interplay back and forth. With Chris Pine being the new guy and kind of being treated kind of like the punk kid. He makes a couple mistakes here and there. And all of a sudden they find out there's another train that's just going. And they're like, okay, well, what do you mean? It's coasting? Which means it's on idle and it's just going forward. They're like, no, it's going full throttle. Okay. What are they going to try to stop it? Pretty much every initial attempt fails. And even when they get to a more successful idea, it's still ridiculously tense. You wouldn't actually think that a runaway train with two other people on a train could have this much tension. But it is done remarkably well. Denzel Washington plays an absolutely fantastic, kind of like everyman. So does Chris Pine. They have pretty good interplay between each other. When they're trying to kind of feel each other out. It's like one person's been doing this for 20 some odd years. The other person, it's first day on the job. Good interplay there, and we really do stress that, like what Rosario Dawson says, you have a missile the size of the Chrysler Building. Barely. And if it were to derail in this one area, it could kill maybe 13,000 people. Worst case scenario, it could derail and kill 750,000 people. And this is, they say, inspired by true events. Normally that means bits and pieces of it are taken, and the general idea of an unmanned train full of hazardous chemicals has actually happened. And it's actually been successfully brought down. And that essentially is this whole movie. This movie is essentially people trying to stop a runaway train. It's tense, it builds beautifully well. And if you think it's gonna be like an adrenaline movie, if it's like Speed, no, it's not like that. This is a lot more of a slow building, relentless, and decent amount of tension for this sort of movie. And that is Unstoppable.